Hello everyone, my name is Anissa Garcia and this is my story. So my goal for the class was to reduce the amount of landfill waste I produce, and I wanted to incorporate recycling at home. So to start this journey, I did a little bit of research and looked at a lot of YouTube videos, for example, this one.
Here are 10 ways to live with less waste. First, it's important to know the 5 R's of waste management: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot, in that order. Today, we'll start with refuse. Refusing is the first rule to living a zero-waste lifestyle. Think before accepting any clutter into your home. Turn down flyers and junk mail, freebies, party favors, and any other junk that will most likely go into the trash. Each year, Americans throw away 100 billion plastic grocery bags, which take about 1,000 years to break down. Instead of accepting plastic bags and creating more demand for them, use reusable cloth bags or even no bag when possible. I used to think that it was mandatory to use these plastic bags for your fruits and vegetables, but I recently discovered you can just use your own bag or even no bag, which is even better because why bring home extra plastic? You could also bring your own jars to grocery stores to avoid bringing home any unnecessary plastic containers. I love when grocery stores sell things in bulk so that it's really easy to do some zero-waste shopping. You can either weigh your jars at the front beforehand or bring an extra of the same jar so you can weigh it at checkout. Next, instead of using a one-time disposable plastic straw, you can either refuse the straw completely or use an acrylic or steel straw instead. I personally like to drink my smoothies with a straw, so I have this acrylic straw for that specific purpose. Instead of using this plastic cling wrap in your kitchen to preserve your food and leftovers, switch to using this sustainable and reusable food wrap. These are all natural, organic, and compostable. I believe they're made out of beeswax, and they actually do a really great job at keeping your food fresh, even better than the plastic in my opinion. Instead of buying disposable plastic water bottles, opt for a reusable water bottle that you can fill up again and again. Glass and steel are probably best for your water bottle, but I'm using this BPA-free plastic bottle because my boyfriend used to sell them and we have a ton of them left over. So if you have them already, reuse what you can. Do your best to avoid using disposable utensils. Instead, you could bring silverware from home or use portable utensils made out of stainless steel or bamboo. Over 4.7 billion plastic toothbrushes that will never biodegrade are dumped in landfills and oceans each year. So you can make a huge impact just by switching out your plastic toothbrush for a sustainable bamboo toothbrush. Think of all the plastic toothbrushes that you'll use in one lifetime, and imagine avoiding that waste completely just by switching to something that's biodegradable and compostable. Disposable period products also create so much waste. The average woman throws away up to 300 pounds of pads, tampons, and applicators in her lifetime. Instead, try using a menstrual cup. Menstrual cups are made out of medical-grade silicone, and one cup can last you up to 10 years, which is pretty amazing. Lastly, reduce the amount of paper you bring into your home by switching to paperless whenever possible. Do this with your mail, your bills, your notes, and your books. I personally love reading ebooks on my iPad, but I know some people love traditional books, so just do whatever works for you. I hope you like these tips on how to live with less waste. I just want to remind you though, just take it one step at a time. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's a journey. All that matters is that you're becoming more aware, more conscious of the environment, and you're doing your best, okay? Everyone is at a different point in this journey. I'm not perfect. I'm totally not zero waste yet, but I think the first step is awareness, and then after that, you'll start to reduce your waste little by little. So let's create a non-judgmental, welcoming space where we can just open up this discussion around reducing our waste. And let's not judge others who aren't aware of this lifestyle. Let's just understand everyone's at a different point in our journeys. The best thing you can do is just be a living example of what you want to see in the world and let your actions speak louder than your words. It all begins with awareness, and let those awareness seep into your actions, and then others will see what you're doing and then they'll be inspired to follow along.
So the reason I had chose this topic was because I felt that I had drifted away from caring about the environment and that I was just using waste mindlessly and not really caring about what I was using, and that was beginning to build a lot of guilt in my everyday life. After completing the assignment, I felt a huge weight come off my shoulders. I was no longer mindlessly using waste. I was using waste with a purpose, and I was more mindful of what I was using and more mindful in my everyday life. And this assignment has really impacted my life positively. During week 1, I felt was the easiest. I felt really motivated and really eager to begin my eco-friendly lifestyle. I began making a zero waste pack that contained items that would eliminate my need to use single-use plastics like straws and spoons and plastic containers, so I wouldn't have to go to restaurants and ask for containers, and that was really, really helpful in my journey. Week 2 was really important because I was able to see the progress that I was making. I was noticing that the waste that I was producing was substantially less. Additionally, I was able to be more mindful and take a pause throughout the day and take that moment to say, do I really need this? Do I really need to use this product right now? And that pause allowed me to be more present in my day-to-day life. Week 3 was one of the hardest weeks. I really felt like I finally got off that pink cloud and was really struggling to find motivation and the will to stay focused. I felt like this was my jumping off point. It was either I continue to work towards my goal and find an alternative, or I give up. So instead of giving up, I worked harder. I readjusted my goals. I readjusted my plan. I found somebody to keep me accountable. I made sure to practice my mindfulness because that really helped me in the beginning. Week 5 was one of the more rewarding weeks because I was able to see my resiliency to keep on working towards my goals. I readjusted, and again, I noticed the difference. I noticed the change, the positive change that happened with the readjustment. I continued to be more mindful in my day-to-day life. I use less waste and recycled more, and this really taught me that you just need to keep at it and you need to keep working towards your goals and to not give up no matter how hard it is. What I learned throughout this journey was that it works if you work it. Having a support system is essential to success. Being vulnerable is hard but necessary, and asking for help. Surrender yourself to God, because without His help, you cannot reach any of your goals. Special thanks to my family and my friends for always being there and supporting me through this process. Thank you so much.